Welcome back. It is game 2 of the first round of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament here in Pittsburgh. The America East champs, the UMBC Retrievers, and the ACC co-champion and #1 seeded Pitt Panthers. We are in the Pittsburgh quadrant, and you see at the bottom the Michigan Wolverines, a 3-0 win over Xavier Allison Jacobs with 19 kills earlier. Welcome into the Peterson Event Center on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. Jeff Hathorn with Kelsey Bonk and Amanda Sile. And here we are, a chance to see one of the best teams in the country.
This is the show we all came to see. #1 seed for this side of the bracket, #4 overall. We want to see, can they go for that 5th straight national semifinal?
And they're going against a common opponent that they've seen over the past couple of seasons, saw a few seasons ago in the NCAA tournament, but it's really all about what the Panthers have been able to build and the sustained success that they've been able to have. You see just this season alone, 9 wins versus ranked opponents, including 3 sweeps, one of them coming most recently against their ACC foe in Louisville, and 4 straight ACC championships for these Pitt Panthers, Jeff.
Getting able to celebrate on the road at Georgia Tech, and of course led by the back-to-back ACC Player of the Year, Olivia Babcock.
Jeff, she is the reigning ABCA Player of the Year, and I think she got better this year, and not just in one way, in almost every facet of the game. She can get you kills, we all know that. She can block up front, but she'll get you some aces. She's been playing outstanding defense, leading the team in digs, and there is not a single point that goes by where she can't have an impact.
The America East champs, UMBC Retrievers, Casey Kreider, the ACC Coaching Staff of the Year. How about starting 1-8 and then finding a way to get into the NCAA tournament?
And he said it really wasn't anything specific. They got healthy, and then they just started playing their game, which all starts on the defensive side of the ball.
And I love that he said they didn't panic. They stuck to their training, they stuck to what they know to turn the season around.
Brooke Mosher to serve to get us underway in match #2 here in Pittsburgh. And a tip and first point to the Retrievers. Jalen Brown.
And she is going to be huge for this Retrievers team. 2025 American East All-Conference first team. She is going to need to have a big match for them. Transfer from USF, she's going to need to see her impact in this first round matchup.
And in her first season, she led this team in kills, coming into this match with 350 on the season.
Sarah Madden serve for UMBC. Mosher sets Olivia Babcock. 1-1.
1 swing and 1 kill for Olivia Babcock right off the bat. I think everyone in the gym knew where Brooke Mosher wanted to go. She got a good pass, and that came from Pizzelle.
And what you're seeing there, too, is if she's going over that block, it is going to be a long night for the Retrievers defense.
Izzy Maston comes in to serve for Pitt. And an error on UMBC. Izzy Maston started this season as a 17-year-old, skipped her senior year of high school.
It's insane, right? And look how comfortable she looked at this level playing in a Power 4 conference.
But I mean, to be in this environment, I might do it too.
And an ace for Izzy.
The bright lights are not phasing her.
21st on the season.
And I loved the decision to serve that one zone. You have Sarah Madden running from behind there, make that area chaotic. She's running from behind, make her have to get out of the way and pass from that one zone.
There's on a 3-0 run, good block by Kelly and Babcock. And this time hitting it through the block for the second point of the match is Jalen Brown. South Florida transfer. What a season Brown has had for the Retrievers. 350 kills, Amanda.
And just a great player to come into this program. Coach Kreider told us that he was familiar with her, recruited her when he was coaching at Florida, and saw her in the portal and said, this is a player that I want on my team. And a player that Coach Fisher saw in the portal was Bree Kelly a few years ago, coming from Florida as well. And that's exactly, you saw exactly why he wanted her.
Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC. They kill to make it 4-2. Mallory Myers serving for Pitt. And middle kill attempt blocked by Abby Emsch.
And Amanda, Abby Emsch has slowly been working her way into this lineup more and more and on a regular basis. I think that's something you got to look at here.
Pitt head coach Dan Fisher, 13th season, and has done so much in the city just to create buzz about volleyball. Good dig by Meyer. The Panthers send it over, and we'll have to free ball it over. Chance here for UMBC. And a block by Babcock. Mosher sets Babcock. Good effort there from UMBC.
Really good coverage on both sides of the ball. It's basically like an offensive rebound. Your team gets blocked, you have the ability to pick that ball back up and play it out, but it is going to be really hard to stop her if we can't get a block up in front of her.
Right side hit and kill. Touch off the Panthers by Claudia Llamas.
And that's something that UMBC will have to continue to do, is go off of the high hands of the Panthers block. They're at a height disadvantage, so that's the best thing that you can do, is push it through those fingers.
And one of the most exciting players who does all of the dirty work, Hannah Howard with the serve. The kill by Abby Emsch. We'll talk more about Hannah, as Abby has really come on as this season has progressed for Pitt.
And Kelsey, you said that she came on slowly, but there's no secret now to what Abby Emsch is for this Panthers team. Look at her last 12 matches compared to the first 12 in blocks. 47 blocks in her past 12 matches.
And an ace for Olivia Babcock. And it's quickly an 8-3 Pitt lead. We've seen Olivia serve a little bit differently, but still effective.
Yeah, go with the float for almost this entire season.
And perfectly placed tip by UMBC. Hannah Dobbs, who grew up about an hour from here, just over the border in Ohio.
And Coach Kreider joked during our call, he said, I think all 24 people that live in the town of Toledo, Ohio will be at the match.
Mosher. And sets up left side. Marina Puzel.
I love the set there by Mosher. She was working back towards this right pin, uses her legs, gets that ball all the way to the opposite side of the court. You always want to be spreading the offense. Sometimes making the difficult set is the right call to make.
UMBC left side hit, blocked down by Abby Emsch.
And I really think, Amanda, we're starting to see her where Coach Fisher thought she would be earlier. He said at the beginning of the year she was fighting some injuries, and now we're really starting to see her in her full form.
Ace, good receive.
And a great save by you, Jeff.
Game ball touch.
That is the closest I've ever come to playing high-level volleyball, right there. 10-5 Panthers. And a Dobbs serve. And Mosher, she's just so good at that.
Brooke Mosher, who's up front right now, somebody has to address her as an attacker. Beautiful pass by Puzel, and not a single person on the UMBC side even flinched when she went up with that. Somebody has to address her and get a block up.
But look how high up she was, too. She had every opportunity to do whatever she wanted with that ball.
56 kills on the season, that's touched. And UMBC point, it's 11-6. Jalen Brown.
2 swings and 2 kills for Jalen Brown. But that's someone that they want to get activated a lot more. At this point, I think they would want her to have a lot more than 2 swings.
Emma Georgievitz with the serve. And Bayless's swing saved by UMBC. And nothing. When you leave Bree Kelly open, she's able to put it away.
And I think somehow I don't know if it was Pizzell or Babcock, but their platforms were on top of each other as we watched the save here. But the pass on the other side was both of them essentially, and then just a beautiful pass, and then the quick decision by Mosher.
And through the hands, Jaylen Brown, the perfect Jaylen Brown.
And this is exactly what they need from her. And Coach Kyer told us he brought her in for this reason, to help with some of the lost production they had from last year on offense. That's what she needs to do. I think she's going to get the ball early and often all match.
Casey Kreider, what a job he has done at UMBC. Mosher coming all the way back to set up Babcock. And Babcock puts it away. 3 kills for Babcock. It's 13-7.
Babcock and Brown are just fighting it out. Who's going to be the first one to have their touch not be a kill?
And I mean, the whole Panthers offense has yet to have an attack error. Everyone is hitting 100, or 1,000, excuse me.
And Mosher tried to save it, but couldn't. UMBC is making some plays in this first set.
And their best offense is tooling it somehow off of the Panthers block, whether that's high hands and hitting it through the block or hitting it against the grain of the block, going off of one hand or another.
Yamas with the kill. And a service error for UMBC. And we saw it in the first match today with Michigan and Xavier. Xavier made errors and just didn't help themselves, and UMBC can't do that. They've got to do all the little things right. Mosher is going to set middle, and UMBC nearly was able to keep it alive. Abby the point, and the Panthers are up 15-8. Set 1, first round of the NCAA tournament. Panthers lead 15-8 first set in a place they've had a lot of success, the NCAA tournament.
And I mean, look, the graphic speaks for itself. 4 straight national semifinals. And you look at the seed that they came into the tournament with, including last season being the #1 overall seed, but a 26-4 record this season to come into the tournament again as a #1 seed.
Mallory Meyer to serve for the Panthers. Rising high into the air, but dug by Pizzell. Pizzell the block.
Good defense first off the block. That's not really a good block touch. When that ball goes sideways, you want that ball to go up for a high quality block touch. And then she lines it up, gets the block. Beautiful form, not leaving any room there.
Mallory Meyer. Mosher all the way from the back. Blair Bayless.
Brooke Mosher had me fooled. I did not even think that of Blair Bayless as an option in that play.
I mean, I think what Pitt has developed as the season has gone on, and Kelsey, so many different weapons that they can bring at you, not just Olivia Babcock.
Absolutely, and that's what they're going to need in the tournament. At some point, they're going to need kills from 3 or 4 different players, and I think Blair Bayless, in my opinion, is that one that you want to be your #2. She's been the most consistent piece this year, but I think she has a really high ceiling, and I love her back row attacks. I actually think that's a part of her game that makes her very unique. She's very, very good with a quicker ball from the back row.
And I think that's one of her most improved skill sets is her back row attack for Bayless. But you see announced on Monday what the ACC honors Olivia Babcock, the 2-time now ACC Player of the Year. The season before that, she was the Freshman of the Year. And then Bree Kelly, the Defensive Player of the Year, to go along with Brooke Mosher with her first first-team All-ACC player, and a host of other Panthers filling out those ACC honors.
Yeah, and Marina Pizzell being on the freshman team, she wasn't even starting at the beginning of the year. And then she comes in due to injury, and then all of a sudden she's just really taking this second outside position as her own. You really have to respect the progress she's made from being thrown in there to now being what looks like a pretty permanent starter.
But think about the seamless transition that was. If you're the Panthers and you lose your starting outside hitter, you say, oh no. And then Marina Pizzell comes in and just smooths everything out and makes it so easy.
Sophomore from Nebraska waiting for the go. Panthers up 17-8 here in the first set in Pittsburgh, first round of the NCAA tournament. The winner gets Michigan tomorrow. Olivia Babcock. And a net violation on the Retrievers.
Maybe that's the only way to stop Olivia Babcock is to come through the net together.
It's a 5-0 run for Pitt here. How about finding a way to get that over for UMBC, but Abby Emsch puts it away.
Yeah, really scrappy play there by Jaylen Brown, but then what happens whenever you're throwing in a free ball over? And I think, guys, there's a timeout, but I think I saw Dokmar Mauritz getting ready to check into the game, which if that's true, tell a friend to tell a friend she's back.
And we just were saying the smooth transition of Pizzell, who had taken over for Mauritz, who at this point, we're coming up on almost 2 months since she sprained her ankle.
Unless I'm crazy, I swear she was making her way over in front of the 10-foot line. That's where you have to check in.
Well, both things could be true.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's, oh, I just got, I mean, it's definitely true. You know that, Jeff.
Panthers hitting 750 in the first set. Because if you look at UMBC, you're hitting 278. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers typically,
those aren't bad numbers.
The Panthers typically hold their opponents to a 163 hitting clip. So you think, hey, we're well above what the Panthers' average defense is.
Pitt has played a couple of matches here at the Peterson Event Center, most recently against Louisville. Over 8,000 were here on a night where the Penguins also played, the NHL team. And what do you know? Look who's coming in.
Here she comes. And I mean, I think this is what you want for this Pitt team. Let's get her feet wet, see how she feels, how the ankle feels. She hasn't appeared in a game since October 12th.
And a great ovation from the crowd as they recognize what this means for this Panthers team to have Dokmar Mauritz back, but an ace!
Mallory's easing her back in. She's like, I'll just let you get comfortable out here.
Just move
just
one
hang
step
out.
to the left, shake some hands.
Yeah. Just hang out. We're not going to make you do anything just yet.
23rd for the sophomore. And the Panthers have really taken control here in the first. Right side attack is down. And from that right side, it's Claudia Llamas.
Llamas, who's had some good swings early on. I mean, she's one of their bigger attackers at 6'1". I think that's really going to help to spread the offense, getting her a bunch of touches here today.
And Howard serve. UMBC sends it over. Is she going to set to herself? Oh. Nearly. And right side hit into the block and out of bounds.
And you just said it, Kelsey. You have an advantage there on that far pin with Llamas being a taller hitter for the Retrievers, standing at 6'1". And so feed her the ball and see how many points she can get you.
This home crowd here in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
and almost straight down from Abby Emsch. Even Dan Fisher just clapped.
Look out.
I mean, that is a textbook pass and hit. Beautiful pass, great set. And she is just grabbing it out of the air in the middle. When you're running that tight ball, you want to hit it while that ball's still on its way up.
No touch. Error by the retrievers, no challenge. It's 22-10. Casey looking up and trying to get something positive to possibly head into set number 2. Something like that, although Babcock able to dig. Right side hit. Dug by UMBC. Mosher. A slide by Abby Emsch.
And the perfect pass from Dagmar Mauritz. She's come in and had a couple of passes right to Brooke Mosher's hands, and then Abby Emsch going with the slide, which is a play that she has gotten better at as the season has gone on.
5 kills for Abby in this first set. Mosher winds up that time with the left hand.
You know, I think she might have been getting jealous of Abby and said, hey, you just had a great kill. I want to have one of my own.
And again, this is one of the dangers. When you are running a 5-1, she is up there and able to swing, but she's right-handed. That was a full-blown swing off of her left hand.
Which is crazy.
Crazy athletic.
And to have that kind of power with that left hand, a near ace. UMBC saves it. Tip attempt blocked by Mosher. And the right side hit. UMBC wants the touch. No touch called. Unless there's a challenge, that'll do it for the first set. There is no challenge. And the Panthers win the first set 25-10. It's the first round of the NCAA tournament here at the University of Pittsburgh. Abby Emsch with 5 kills in that first set as the Panthers hit 682 in a 25-10 first set. It's not like UMBC hasn't faced adversity this season. First set, all Panthers. First 9 matches, 1-8, and Casey Kreider was able to lead his team back to the NCAA tournament.
I mean, 12-3 in their last 15 matches, and just look at the improvement that they made offensively. But Coach Kreider preached to us that his team lives and dies by defense.
Absolutely.
So they need to get block touches, they need to get blocks, but then on the backside of that, they have had the last 5 defensive player of the years in their conference on their team. So it really starts with their passers.
I do, I completely agree, and I think it's obviously an incredibly tall task to ask to play good defense against this Pitt offense and all of the firepower they have, but you do want to start slowing down the ball. But also, I think, hey, we got to serve really, really tough. And then this girl right here is going to be really important, and that's Hannah Howard, who is really kind of the centerpiece to this team and the American East Defensive Player of the Year.
And the MVP of the tournament.
And she balled out in both the semifinal and the final.
Yeah, mere 59 digs in 2 games.
Yeah, career high 32 against that University of Albany.
And Blair Bayless starts the second set with a kill for the Panthers.
And I would just like to tell everyone at home that the Panthers went through that entire first set without an attack error. They have 16 kills and 0 attack errors.
It's hard for an underdog.
Is that good, Amanda?
Just slightly.
A tip, dug by Meyer. Back set to Babcock, and it's blocked. But Pozell goes back and gets it, and UMBC gets a tip ball and a point for the Retrievers to make it 1-1. Jalen Brown, 3 kills in that first set. And a block of Olivia Babcock. Hannah Dobbs.
And that was also a great job of Laura Fuhrer coming over and closing that block. So that was a fully closed block, 4 hands up in front of Babcock. I think the set was a little bit low, but look at that from Dobbs.
Oh, and Mosher saves it from going over, sets it for Bree Kelly, and it's 2-2.
And I think what's interesting there is Brooke Mosier is back row here. You cannot jump with a back row setter. She cannot attack that. So Laura Fuhrer made the mental mistake there, jumping with Brooke Mosier, and then that leaves Bree Kelly with an empty net, which is not something you can do.
Izzy Maston in to serve. And having to make an adjustment. Claudia, and hitting it over somehow is Fuhrer, and Panthers saved that one. A block by Kelly. What a rally we've had here. And Babcock and the Panthers get the point. Double hit by UMBC. What a rally.
And I wouldn't say that was a pretty point for either team.
No.
There was a lot of interesting plays, but take a look at Brooke Mosier taking one for the team there, and then Babcock finishing it off with Bree Kelly.
You hesitated for a second that she may have gone over, but she did not. And the Panthers take a 3-2 lead. A high set and block back. So a return for Olivia Babcock, this time on the Dobbs hit.
And Bree Kelly and Olivia Babcock up front next to each other is incredibly dangerous, but when that pass is 20 feet off the net, the only place that ball is going is to the outside. It makes it very easy for them to set up over there.
And good decision at the last second.
Beautiful. That's textbook, Jeff. You follow that ball to the line, so you are 100% sure it's out.
You can say, Coach, I watched it with my very own eyes.
There's no
Slid to stay out of the way. Howard. Mosier's going to set this time. Is blocked off the Pizzell hit. She'll try again. Hits it through. Great save by UMBC and a send over by Madden. But Bree Kelly just rises above everybody to put that away.
And that's tough when you hand the Panthers a free ball over and then you're scrambling on your own side to get back into your defensive position. There was only one blocker up, and so whenever, like you mentioned a minute ago, Kelsey, whenever there's one blocker up against Bree Kelly, she's going to terminate.
Right side blocked. Abby Emsch and Pizzell. I think Pizzell got that at 6'3".
Yeah, but beautiful double block either way. Both of them set up, pressing over. Look, all four arms, not leaving any room for that ball to go through. Press into 6.
And middle kill this time for UMBC. Claudia Llamas.
Oh, no, that was Helen Frankovich there.
Oh, Frankovich, sorry.
In the middle.
I like that, getting the middles involved when you get a good pass.
Retrievers down 2 here in the second set. Panthers took the opening set. Clips the net. And from the back is Blair Bayless for a second time in this match.
And a second kill off of that back row attack. Just so hard to defend when you're UMBC and you have 3 hitters in the front row that you have to contend with, and then Blair Bayless comes flying out of the back row.
And that's the advantage to having 6 rotation pin hitters, is you can use them in the back row. You all of a sudden have to defend everybody on the court except the libero.
Dobbs just has to send it over. And a slide, blocked but out of bounds from Abby Emsch. Emsch, 6 kills, 1 from a career high.
6 kills and 4 blocks already, Jeff. She had a career high 10 in their last match to seal a share of the ACC championship with 10.
A tip dug by Bayless. Pizzell is blocked, but through the block, and a point for Pitt, and it's 9-4.
Yeah, I actually felt like the Retrievers block there was set up in the right spot, pressing over. They just let that ball get right through.
Slide UMBC. Frankovich, second kill.
That's a great run there.
That was pretty.
Absolutely beautiful. Great set by Izzy Osvig.
And she found that little bit of a seam that was in that Panthers block.
And a Dobbs serve. And blocked straight down. Frankovic with Osvig.
And I think that was all Izzy Osvig for the Retrievers.
And Izzy Osvig showing off the bunnies. My girl is a dual sport athlete, also a high jumper and long jumper in track and field.
And able to get enough of that Olivia Babcock kill attempt. And left side blocked by the Panthers this time. UMBC looking to get within 2. Mosher, slide by Abby, good read. And the tip attempt. And UMBC only down 2 here in the second set.
Good decision on the tip there by Brown, but I think Marina Pizzell knocked the ball to pancake. You were there too early. You got to have some momentum to get that ball to pop up on a pancake.
And from the back is Babcock.
Nice up.
And Howard able to save that. And Babcock ends up with the kill.
And that ball just too far out past the pin, and then the only option for Jalen Brown was to try to bring it back, but too far out there, and she had to push it out of play.
And an ace. Maria Puzel. It's 11-7. Puzel, the freshman from Monaco. Slide by Frankovic and just blocked back at her. Claire Bayless. And it's 12-7.
Take a look at this. Blair Bayless all on her own. Solo stuff against the middle blocker.
Side blocked. I think that was Mosher who had that one. And a block down again. Brooke and Abby. I think that was Brooke.
And what's really interesting here is you got Jalen Brown, who's been leading this team offensively. So what they did is they actually put Abby Emch blocking as the primary blocker and then Brooke Mosher as the closer there. So it's almost like they flip positions to get the bigger blocker on Jalen Brown.
At 50 blocks in the regular season, did Brooke. Now Brooke sets to Olivia Babcock. She had a few of those assists as well this year.
And I think we've said Mosher to Babcock just a few times this season so far. Such a chemistry that they've built, as Brooke Mosher was a transfer coming into this Pitt program from Illinois, a very experienced player, but not within this Pitt system.
It took a little bit of time against a really tough opening schedule, but boy, an amazing job she has done as the Panthers just have to send it over. Chance here for the Retrievers. And left side hit by Jalen Brown.
There it is again, Jalen Brown taking advantage of that block by Brooke Mosher.
And the Panthers went back to their original setup, which is Brooke Mosher as the right side player in that rotation. She was the right side blocker, and Abby Emch the closing middle blocker. Georgievitz.
Blair Bayless just too much. Good sliding attempt by UMBC's Ella McAllister. Panthers lead in set number 2, 15-8. 15-8 Panthers in what has been balanced scoring so far for Pitt.
And take a look at this. I mentioned it to finish our first match of the day, Jeff. The Panthers needed to figure out who was going to be number 2, but Abby Emch said, hold on, I'm going to be number 1 tonight. 6 kills already in this match to go along with 5 blocks. And then you see the host of Panthers behind her with 4, with Bayless, Babcock, Kelly, and then Pizzell coming up with 3 behind her. The team hitting at a 500 clip.
And what sticks out to me is you are about a set and a half into this, and your middles already have 15 attempts. No errors. That's what you want to see. Getting those middles involved, keeping your offense really difficult to defend.
A service error by Haiti Tautua'a. Come in to serve, and we'll see Abby and Brooke come straight back in. Gregoire and Tautua'a sit down, 15-9. So already better for UMBC. They're a point away from their total in the first set. Sarin to serve. Senior at 34 aces this year. And Bayless wants the tip, gets the tip. And Casey Kreider might challenge.
And whenever you only have 2 challenges, you have to be honest with your coach. As much as you want to say, no, I didn't touch it, you have to own up to it because you don't want to lose those important challenges.
Brooke Mosher nearly broke the net. And the Panthers come away with the point on a Blair Bayless swing.
And that's what you like to call a little home court roll there. That serve going off of the top of the tape, as you can see with the hail to pit on it.
Hannah Howard able to stay with that. Bree Kelly in the middle. But between Kelly and Emsch, the middles have been dominating here in this first 2 sets.
Which to me, that's really just a testament to the ability of the passing right now. When you're passing up to the net, able to keep these middles involved. And when you're sending over free balls, they are able to just feast on one-on-one blocks across the board.
And you have to credit Brooke Mosher, too, for her decision-making in what she's doing. So when she gets that perfect pass, she knows, hey, I have 2 hitters in the front, or I have 3 hitters, or who's in my back row, or all of those different things. But she knows that she has all of those opportunities, but she's doing a really great job of spreading them out so that the defense has to stay true, and they can't really shade one way or the other.
Mosher has 24 of the 26 assists by the Panthers. Also a couple of blocks, couple of kills. You know, when Rachel Fairbanks left, it left a big hole. And Mosher came in, you're facing Nebraska and Florida right off the bat, and you're thinking, ooh, how is this going to work out? And she has had an outstanding season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can speak enough to how well she has filled the shoes of Rachel Fairbanks. She has played big, physical. I really like her game up front whenever she adds herself in a little bit to the offense. Plus you have the top spin serve. And I really think that's a big reason why Olivia Babcock is able to do the float, is you still have someone else who's able to bring a top spin serve like we're going to see right now from Brooke Mosher.
And Brooke Mosher was named first team All-ACC, coming into a conference, arguably one of the top volleyball conferences, and then you're able to get a first team nod. That's just a credit to the type of player that she is.
There's nothing like the sound of that right there. Just be able to hear not only the sound of the hit, but the crowd reactions, especially when Brooke serves.
And Hannah Howard was there, but she might not have wanted to be.
That one just a little low. And the run ended at 4-0 for the Panthers. UMBC and Jalen Brown, junior from Florida. 350 kills, 180 digs, 45 blocks, 33 aces for Brown this year. And nearly another ace. And how about that?
I mean, what an outstanding play by Marina Pizzell.
How did she even
shanked
do
ball,
this?
and she just threw up an absolute dime to Babcock.
Oh my
Absolutely
goodness.
incredible.
Blindly threw the ball over all the way across the court to Olivia Babcock. I mean, when you have Olivia Babcock on the other side, you know you just have to throw it up anywhere near there. But when you're diving away from her and not even looking.
And a kill in the middle. That was Laura Fuhrer. who had 166 kills this year and 112 blocks.
Just really impressive, only 5'11", undersized as a middle, but she's very mobile, she moves really well. And Coach Kreider said she's like a golden retriever. If she sees the ball, she's gonna go get it.
And now the net friendly for UMBC, and an ace for Hannah Howard. I don't know how really to describe what Hannah Howard means to the program. Still has another season, the West Virginia native. And Olivia Babcock just too much on that swing.
And you want to know what's scary is that Olivia Babcock also has another season left to play college volleyball. Take a look at this swing. Huge hole in the block, and Olivia Babcock completely exploited.
4 Panthers with 6 kills, and a middle kill by Frankovich. Yamas to serve now for UMBC. Frankovich with 3 kills. Brown and Yamas with 5 each, leading the Retrievers, and a service error gives it back to Pitt.
Tough play. We saw that a couple of times in the first match between Xavier and Michigan, where Xavier would have a chance to be able to try to come back in a match, and then they would have a service error. So handing over those free points is not something that you can do at a time like this in the match.
Left side rising up. Panthers tried to save it, but couldn't on the Hannah Dobbs kill.
Started that play with a really good pass, getting a really good ball up to Izzy Osvig, and I like the pace she put on that set, getting that ball out there really fast to try to get this Pitt Panthers block off guard.
Dobbs is closing in on 500 kills in her career, and she's just a sophomore. Olivia Babcock knows about big kill numbers. 550 this season.
I mean, and just watching her swing is so beautiful. It has that great combination of power and speed.
And there's a little behind the back trickery.
Absolutely love that play by Izzy Osvig. And this Retrievers team's run a little bit of a weird offense. They're running a 5-2, so they have one spot that could be used for the setter, but then they use 2 players for it. Izzy Osvig playing the front row, and then on the other side we have Sarah Madden playing the back row. So you do get that ability to have a 2-hitter offense up front, but then use yourself as an offensive player as well.
Well, the perfect decision there from Osvig too.
Osvig is a lot like Brooke Mosier in terms of all the things she can do, in a block by UMBC's Laura Fuhrer.
And a little bit of momentum here for UMBC, and it's starting with their defense, and that's the thing that Coach Kreider told us. That is their bread and butter. That is where they shine.
Olivia Babcock sends one into the crowd. So we are already at set point here in set number 2, 25-10 in the first. It's 24-16 right now. Abby Emsch. And Jalen Brown with her 6th kill to keep this set alive.
Another example of Brown using those high hands, using the block to her advantage, trying to hit a nice flat ball. She's not necessarily trying to hit that ball straight down, but out to get a tool off the block.
Sarah Madon to serve. It's a little bit of juice for set number 3 for UMBC. Some things they've done well in this set. The Panthers try to close out this one. Mosher, back set, Babcock. And middle kill is blocked. Bree Kelly with the block, and that'll end set number 2. Panthers take the first 2 sets here in this match. Olivia Babcock with 8 kills so far, as the Panthers 25-10 and 25-17. First round of the NCAA tournament here in Pittsburgh. Panthers have a 2-set lead over UMBC. It's part of the Pittsburgh quadrant in the first, or the bracket for the NCAA tournament. This is the first round. Michigan with a 3-0 win in the first match, and the Panthers have really taken control here, Kelsey, in this. Not a surprise, but still they've had to come out and they've played very well.
No, but I do think it still matters. I think you still wanted to come out and have this type of a performance where you are dominating in all aspects of the game to get that momentum into the later rounds.
And also to have a lot of different players be playing well at this point in the season, but also in the NCAA tournament. And that's what we've seen for the Panthers, with one of their freshman middles really developing and having a career night so far with Abby Emch and what she's been able to do. And it really started off with her defense, and then she started to get activated offensively. When you take a look at her stats for tonight, 6 kills and 5 blocks already just through 2 sets alone. And it's really just been a great job of watching her grow up throughout the course of this season, but also in her first NCAA tournament match. And then the person setting her the ball, Kelsey, is Brooke Mosher.
This QB1 for the Panthers has been absolutely outstanding. The decision-making is impeccable. Her volleyball IQ is through the roof, and she can contribute in so many ways. She is not simply a setter. She is also can be an attacker. She can play great defense, and she can give you some absolutely incredible plays. And she can block as the middle blocker as well. She's like, I am not afraid to go over there and close that block if I need to.
I think Stat Stuffer really fits
Absolutely.
her, and Osvig for UMBC, as we see the Panthers getting balanced scoring, hitting at a high percentage. Jalen Brown has been impressive for UMBC. And you know what, UMBC did have some better moments in that second set, Amanda, compared to the first.
And it was really about, I sound like a broken record, but it was about their defense. They were getting a lot more block touches in that second set, and then that slows the ball down and gives you an opportunity to be able to try to pass the ball and then get your offense set up on the backside of that.
A couple of substitutions for the Panthers. Emery Dupes and Ryla Jones in. Ryla in the middle. She wants to get in on some of this middle fun.
Absolutely.
Mosher to serve, just like she did to start this match. Panthers up 2-0. Brown just kind of bumps it over. And Olivia Babcock has it blocked. Quizell sets up Blair Bayless. Her second assist.
And watching the Panthers out of system might be one of my favorite things, because so many of their players have great hands and also just have that great court awareness to know where the ball needs to go.
You knew the powerful arm was going to create an ace at some point. It's been an interesting battle this year between Mosher and Babcock as to who is going to be the ace leader on this Pitt team.
Well, I think what's really interesting is I personally find that Brooke Mosher is the most important server on this team, because who is in the front row while she is serving?
Good receive and a kill in the middle for Laura Fuhr.
And that was a great example of textbook volleyball from UMBC. They got a good pass off of that tough serve and then turned it into quick offense with a set to the middle in Fuhr.
Valerie Meyer, Babcock just taps it over. Opportunity here. And rising up is Hannah Dobbs to put it away. It's 2-2. Well, she has some hops, those Dobbs.
Picking up her 4th kill of the night on 13 swings.
Imagine the other teams in the Valley where she grew up in Toronto, Ohio, are glad that she graduated. And a kill for Olivia Babcock. The NCAA will be glad when she graduates.
Absolutely. I think so will the U.S. women's national team.
You see Maston in. 3-2 Panthers. Puzel is able to put that away.
I love the reaction of Fuhrer on that play. She jumped and then caught the ball and then dropped it and tried to hit it again. You have to do that with a smile.
She's looking at you. She knew she was busted. And Dobbs goes up. Hannah Dobbs is 6 feet and can climb.
It's really good second hands there by Hannah Howard, putting up a really good second ball to put her in a position to get a kill there.
Had 39 kills and 26 digs in 2 games in the A East tournament. And an ace. And it's 4-4.
And an ace, libero serving libero.
Olivia Babcock's able to put it away. Babcock into double figures now.
In what feels rather effortless, like it's just so smooth. She has such a good understanding of the game, understanding how to use those hands to her advantage in front of her, or when she needs to, just go right over them.
And why not feed Dobbs? 6 kills for Hannah Dobbs.
Dobbs is feeling it right now. She's getting really good contact on the ball. Big, heavy swings, but understanding where her angles are.
And when we talked to Coach Kreider about her, he said that she just showed up every day. He even quoted Henry V with one of his quotes saying, "Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more," where she just goes play after play after play. And then another player who goes play after play is Olivia Babcock, again in that effortless form.
Now, when he made that quote, I had to take his word for it because I can't say that Shakespeare has been on my list
I trust
recently.
him. I trust him.
But he just used that quote and said that she shows up every day and works. And she played stellar in their conference tournament, and that's just a testament to the type of player that she is.
Free ball here for Pitt. Mosher she has eyes everywhere.
And she's really able to contact the ball extremely high. Like, she understands that when she's going up, it, one, needs to look like she might set it, understand that she's going up there at first with 2 hands before she makes that decision to just go with her right hand, because she wants the other team to believe that she's going to be setting that ball.
Dobbs this time beautifully judged by Dobbs. Good volleyball IQ.
And what else, Amanda, I think is crazy is Coach Kreider telling us she's a natural right side. She had never played outside before coming to UMBC. And to make that jump, I think that's the hardest switch to make, is going from right side to outside rather than outside to right side, where you usually have less responsibility as a passer. But she had to learn how to be in server seat after having almost no passing experience prior to that.
And that's not an easy thing to do, especially at this level.
Hannah Dobbs is a Steelers fan, which is good for her right now. Most times it's not good for her when she's on campus. IT sets up Puzel, good block. And Howard with the bump assist. IT, a tip dug by Howard. Sending it over was Osvig. Panthers were aware. Gregoire tried to put it away, but good coverage by UMBC. IT sets Gregoire. And just wide on the tip attempt by Osvig.
And one of the best rallies that we've seen between these two teams. Great passing, and then a lot of smart volleyball, but just not able to get the point at the last second was UMBC.
Oh, powerful swing from Jalen Brown. UMBC sticking right in this.
Huge swing there, but guys, Olivia Babcock just broke the record for the all-time single season kills for the University of Pittsburgh.
Babcock with 556. Gregoire is getting an opportunity here in the third. Panthers only up 1. Gregoire sets up Puzel, and that block just stays on the UMBC side of the net.
But again, great out-of-system play by the Panthers. Gregoire came over all the way towards us, over her head, just put the ball in the middle of the court, and then Puzel in the perfect position right where she needs to be, just able to get a great swing on the ball.
Gregoire has one of the strongest arms on the Panthers team.
Yes.
And Bayless able to get the block.
What I really like about this rotation is you got Gregoire with a big arm swinging on the outside, and I really like Bayless as the right side blocker.
Look at the size in the lineup right now for the Panthers. With Abby Emsch serving. Maybe recognizing that with the tip is UMBC, and Ryla Jones gets into the action with the kill.
Abby Emsch acting as the 6'3" libero, playing that 5 position on defense for the Panthers.
Haiti is the smallest Panther at 6 feet. And into the net error. And the Panthers on a little bit of a run here.
And I'll also say that you don't typically see middles serving as well and with this type of efficiency.
Panthers a 12-7 lead. It's set number 3, first round of the NCAA tournament. Olivia Babcock, no player in Pitt history has more kills in a single season than the National Player of the Year.
And she really does it on all sides of the court, front row, back row, everywhere. But her court vision, I think, is one of the most improved parts of her game, where she sees the block in front of her and is able to put the ball away almost no matter what. And you see here just enjoying the moment that she is in right now. The little acknowledgement to the camera there.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Get this camera out of here. Get it out of here. And Scott Dobson, I think, is just staying over there just because.
I mean, that's incredible. All of the great hitters that have come through in the most in a single season. And I mean, there could still be matches left. And then right next to her, you have the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and they're just covering both sides of the ball.
And now also happy that the cameraman is away from her face.
But I mean, Bree Kelly, Defensive Player of the Year, she is outstanding on offense. She is so incredibly hard to defend when she is getting a ball in system.
Brown walked right through.
Touch,
Great
touch.
save,
Everybody
great
got a game ball
save.
touch.
Oh,
I made
yeah.
sure of it.
I feel the magic.
Just don't tell anybody I was diving behind you.
You were just backing her up, Jeff. Backing her up.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure not
Just in
to
case.
take her glory. Dawn to serve for UMBC at 14-8 or 8-14. Gregoire. Panthers able to work in a number of different players here as Babcock Mosher
look at that.
will return.
See, I got everybody a game ball touch. That is
Look at that.
generosity right
That
there.
is teamwork.
I could have kept the tally just for myself to get
Yeah.
one, but I'm like, guys, let's all get one.
You know what that is for us making fun of Olivia being on camera.
That's an official stat, game ball touch too.
And serve long. It's 15-9. All right, for UMBC, and you're up against a juggernaut, one of the best teams in the nation. Hannah Dobbs has shown up. We've seen Hannah Howard make some nice plays. Jalen Brown. Fuhrer's had a couple of nice plays. And the competition is there.
Nice up.
And just unable to save the kill on the tip. This is Casey Maston will come in.
And Jeff, to add to your point, UMBC is absolutely battling. They just don't have the depth that the Panthers do. When you look at what the Panthers a few points ago were able to go on a run when Haiti Tautua'a was in the game, who's a backup setter. Sophia Gregoire is a backup player for these Panthers right now. And those were the players that were in, and they could be starting on any team in the country.
Dobbs blocked by Ryla Jones.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going this far down into your lineup and you're continuing to have girls do this on the floor coming off the bench, it's just at some point it becomes too much.
So this is one of the first round matches happening today. And what was an entertaining first Thursday around NCAA volleyball as we take a look at some of the scores. South Florida winning a set against Penn State. You see Marquette taking out Western Kentucky.
And Florida coming in as a non-ranked team, beating the ranked team in Rice. I mean,
although I'm sure the Owls, when they saw that draw, went, oh,
yeah.
Really?
Weren't thrilled about
Florida?
It. Absolutely, but I'm absolutely loving the chaos because what I think it's really showing is how much this game has grown across the country and across the world, but you're seeing it here in the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament because there's more good teams showing up every single year. There's more good players across the board, so every team has more depth. I don't think we're going to be in that same spot where we're going to be seeing the same teams over and over and over again. I think it's only going to continue to get better.
I mean, there's 4 ranked teams that have already fallen, and we're not even through the whole first weekend yet.
And people are noticing. The attendance keeps rising year after year. There's a professional league in the United States.
Multiple professional leagues. Viewership is rising. They've had more, they progressively over the past 3 seasons have had more viewership, and it's grown exponentially. It's not like, oh, it's grown by a few percentage points. It's grown by like 100% every year.
Yeah, the spectacle in Nebraska was awesome at the outdoor game last year.
Yes, that was huge.
It is. That hasn't peaked it. That hasn't been the zenith. It just continues to rise as people fall in love with this sport. Osher. And a good block by Fuhrer. But Olivia Babcock able to hit through that block for her 12th kill.
It's just crazy how quick the Panthers can turn that around, though. From the block happening and then the pass going up, the set from Babcock, the block doesn't have any chance to get set up on that near pin so that Babcock has so much space to swing.
And this time Fuhrer is able to hit through the block for UMBC. And a high five from her head coach.
And Ryla Jones just a little bit late on that block. When the ball bounces up from the block with like a little bit of bounce, that's usually when you can tell that the block is a little bit late because it's getting momentum from the blocker still going up in the air.
But she was in the right spot behind the setter.
Panthers able to save it. UMBC in the middle, Helen Frankovich.
And I like the offense when UMBC is getting a good pass. They're able to keep their middles involved, you're getting one-on-one looks, and they're doing a really good job working around the block.
And Hannah Howard just long.
That was a little too close for comfort for my sake. Sitting this close, I feel like I would have had to try to pass that ball up.
No challenge. 1911 Panthers. A little miscommunication. Panthers try to take advantage, and they do. Abby Emsch in the middle. 6-7 kills.
And now ties her career high.
Right side blocked down Gazelle and Emsch.
That was pretty.
Absolutely.
Beautiful double block.
Again, beautiful. Abby Emsch doing a great job of opening up and closing out that block and then just not giving any room, sealing that tape off.
Good save by UMBC. Mosher, why not set middle with the way this match has gone? And the kill on that by Claudia Llamas.
And that's the UMBC, their hope for getting kills, really. And they kind of went away from it as of late with going off high hands and trying to make the defense work behind the block.
Llamas the kill, now the serve. Mosher sets Olivia Babcock. She continues to build on her all-time Pitt record, although that may have been the last point she plays here in the first round. Substitutions for the Panthers. And here's someone in High T Tautawa'a that had to deal with an injury and came back and didn't have a job, but just kept fighting.
And she's been a really important piece to the Panthers. She might not play a ton, but what she has been provided in this specific rotation, but she's had a number of aces. She's played great defense when she's been on the court and also setting.
Hannah Dobbs blocked. High T sets up Abby Emsch. A career high 8 kills. First NCAA tournament match and you set a career high.
And 8 kills on 12 swings. So she's now hitting at a 667 clip.
I mean, she's peaking at the right time. She's just continuing to get better and better, and we're seeing really some of her best volleyball right now.
Back set to Pazell. See Osby coming all the way over. Emsch and Gregoire the block. Dobbs able to get it through. Oh, what a save by Dupes. And a block down by Frankovic.
The defense from the Panthers, but one-upped by the block of the Retrievers.
I mean, beautiful one arm, making that great move there. Then on the other side, Frankovic is not leaving any room.
IT sets up Gregoire, hits into the block but out of bounds, and the Panthers are at match point. And long, and that'll do it. A dominating performance for the Pitt Panthers. Before we go there, UMBC gave it everything they had.
They did. I was really impressed with how they started the match. The first set kind of fell off, but the second set, they really came out strong, and the Panthers really only pulled away at the back half of that set, but they really did what they came to do, and they showed out defensively and then tried to find spots where their offense could get going.
But offensively for the Panthers, a lot of people got involved.
I think that's the best thing that you can take away from today is the depth combined with the efficiency across the board for this Panthers offense.
Some quick thoughts about Pitt, Michigan coming up tomorrow.
Olivia Babcock against the Michigan offense. That's what I want to see. When you talk about Michigan, they had some of the best players, and Kelsey, if you want to highlight what Michigan had offensively.
Specifically, I want to see Olivia Babcock going toe-to-toe with Allison Jacobs.
Exactly.
That is what I want to see.
Especially because they'll be on the same side of the court with each other. So they're going to be blocking each other and hitting against each other. And in multiple rotations, if the rotations stay as we saw them as they were set today. So I think that's going to be a really, really great matchup and a really tough matchup for both of those players and both teams in general.
And ACC Big Ten to kind of add to that, because those two conferences have really battled for supremacy recently in college volleyball.
You love to see it.
So the Panthers able to win a first round match here at home, and will get Michigan. Olivia Babcock, 13 kills. Blair Bayless with 9. Abby Emsch, a career high 8 with 6 blocks. We've got Pitt, Michigan tomorrow, NCAA tournament in Pittsburgh.